What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and I'm here replacing the rack and pinion on my 07 Acura TSX. As you can see, I took it out already right here, and this is my first time replacing the rack and pinion on the car. So I made sure I took it out first so that it didn't take a long time taking it out and filming. I'm going to show you the basic steps in order to take this rack and pinion out, and as you can see, there's really only two bolts holding it on the left hand side, and then there's a clamp that goes over here, which is this right here, a clamp that goes over on this side that also holds that also holds some 12 nut bolts. To replace this is usually 17 nuts and sockets, so the bolts are 17 as well as 14 as well as 12 and a few 10s. So for these bolts right here, they're gonna be 14 bolts, so you need a 14 socket or a wrench. These bolts right here is gonna be a 17. You're gonna need a 17 socket or a wrench. The one in the back end is pretty hard to get to. I watched a few videos on how to replace the rack and pinion, but they show you that you have to take this piece off. Well, this is a brand new rack and pinion, and I didn't want to take this piece off, and potentially messing up the brand new one that I purchased for $200 and something. So this right here, the brand new rack and pinion, and I'm going to show you how to take it out. It's simple, without having to take off the top. As you can see right here, the top is still on. The top is still on. So what I'm going to show you is that I took this piece off, which was right here, which are 12 nuts. And I also have two bolts up inside there, which are 12 nuts on both ends and over there. So I took those off first and I removed that. So I was able to get space to get to the bolts right here for the lines. The bolt for the lines. So after removing the lines is a 19. The lines is a 19 wrench. So I removed the lines, and then from removing the lines, I went on to start removing different stuff. Now the steering wheel column, I basically went on the inside and I removed this piece from underneath, and this piece was covering it. So I pulled this piece off. For right up underneath here, I pull it off, and after pulling it off, I take out a 10 bolt, which was this right here for the steering wheel column. I took out the 10 bolt, and this is it right here, and you basically just pull. You get the option to push up and pull down. So that's it. I pull it off, and it was easy to get off. So after pulling that off, I was clear of the steering column. But I was having problem getting the rack and pinion out, because as you can see, there's a bracket right there that's blocking, and this section right here with the steering wheel column shaft is too long. So I had to remove the bolts from right here. So I end up removing the bolt from right here. I also end up removing the bolt from right underneath there. So I'm gonna go on in the car and I'm gonna show what bolts I removed. So I removed these bolts on the left hand side so that I was able to go up and down. I also moved the bolts on this side so it was able to go up and down. I removed all 4 bolts. As you can see, I removed all 4 bolts right there. And after removing all 4 bolts, I removed the nut from this side and I removed the nut from that side. And as you can see, I have my tires braced in my car just in case, and I have a jack holding it just in case. So yeah, that's basically what I did. Once I took these shafts out and the support bolt, it dropped down far enough for me to pull out the rack and pinion hole and push in the new one. So I was just trying to give y'all a little short video on basically how to pull the rack and pinion out without having to take that top off. In case you bought a brand new one and you don't want to take the top off to put it in, I saw someone in the other video pull the top off in order to get it in. but he was using a used rack and pinion. I'm using a brand new one. I didn't want to pull my top off, so I figure I'll show y'all the next easy way how to do it yourself and replacing rack and pinion. So I end up pull out the frame bolts, you know what I mean, for the engine frame, engine bay frame. I took out the frame bolts and the support bolts on both sides. I took out the 4 bolts right there for the engine mount bracket. I also took out the bolt holder for the frame as well, and I removed both bolts on each side. That was so that I can pull the rack and pinion out. But if you don't want to go through all that trouble and pull the top off like the guy did, I guess you can do it the easier way, where you don't have to remove those bolts. You just simply move the top piece right here, which is that bracket, so that you can get a space, you know what I mean, and work from there. Again, it's basically you're gonna only need 17 socket, a 10 socket, short and deep, 17 wrench, a 14 wrench, a 14 socket, short and deep, you know what I mean, just in case, you know what I mean, 14 wrench, you know what I mean, and that's about it, and a 10 socket, 10 wrench. And it's not really hard, it's very simple. You could do it yourself, pretty easy. I wouldn't pay anybody. I tried to have my girl look up a price on it, and they told her it was about $1,500 to replace the rack and pinion. I've been on here about an hour figuring this out, and it was pretty easy to figure out. I wouldn't pay $1,500 to replace a rack and pinion anyways. That's a waste of money when I can do it myself. Anybody with the common sense can do it themselves as well and save all those thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. Again, it's easy to do. I hope y'all have a easy time replacing your rack and pinion, and an easy time understanding how to remove it. Again, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to show y'all fully what was done or how I did it, but I did it this way because it was my first time doing it as well. So hope y'all enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy.